What's the difference between divorce and the dissolution of a marriage? Well, as a lawyer, there really isn't a difference. A dissolution of a marriage leads to a divorce, which makes you unmarried, but there might be a difference to you. I'm Catherine Miller, and I've been a divorce attorney in New York City and New York State for over 30 years. And I think when people make a distinction between divorce and dissolution, they're really talking about what the process is like. Because a divorce can seem very lawyer heavy. It can seem like, well, you're heading to trial, you're going to see a judge, and a third person is going to make the decisions that mean so much to you and your children and your family. Where a dissolution might seem like a little bit more negotiation, maybe mediated and discussed, a little less lawyer and law heavy. So one of the things that you really should consider when you're thinking about divorce is, what is that process going to be? And how are you going to reach the decisions that you need to reach in order to get unmarried or divorced? What are you going to do about your children and their time schedule and money, and how you're going to pay the bills, and how you're going to divide up your assets, and what about where you live? These conversations can happen in the context of a very lawyer-driven process, or they can happen in a mediation or a more people-driven process. And that's something that you really want to consider when you're choosing a process for getting divorced. Another thing is, how long will it take? And not only how long will it take, but will that schedule be one that is convenient or really disruptive to your lives? And of course, you can't discount how much it's going to cost, because you really want to have the payments that you make for professional fees be efficient and value-driven rather than process-driven. What do I mean by that? I mean, you're going to have to spend some money on legal fees or mediator fees or professional fees of some kind. But wouldn't you want to have those fees focused on getting you to a resolution that you can live with, that makes sense to you, rather than focused on just getting to the end, regardless of what that is, in a paradigm, in a format that makes sense to somebody else, but maybe not to you. So if you've got any questions about this, you put them in the comments below. And if you'd like, I do have a document that goes through pros and cons of mediation and whether or not it's the right option for you. And if you share your contact information, I'd be happy to send it over. Thanks for listening.